5 protein mistakes to avoid for kidney health. You've heard it time and time again, protein is the king of nutrients. But here's the twist, what works for bodybuilders or athletes might not be safe for your kidneys. And this is the part most people miss. While protein is essential for muscle repair and satiety, overdoing it, especially with the wrong types, can quietly sabotage your kidney health. If you're nodding along, keep reading. We're diving into 5 common protein pitfalls that could be harming your kidneys, even if you think you're doing everything right. Let's start with the first shocker, the hidden dangers of animal proteins. Mistake number 1, overloading on red and processed meats. You might assume that steak, burgers, or sausages are just guilty pleasures, but they're also kidney stressors. When you consume large amounts of animal protein, your kidneys have to work overtime to filter out waste products like urea and creatinine. This increased workload raises pressure inside the kidney's filtering units, called glomeruli, a process known as hyperfiltration. Imagine your kidneys as a car engine, constant high-speed revving wears them out faster. A 2019 study found that people with the highest intake of red and processed meats had nearly double the risk of developing chronic kidney disease, CKD, compared to those who ate the least. The takeaway? Balance matters. Swap out processed meats for leaner options like poultry or fish, or consider plant-based alternatives. Mistake number 2, relying too much on protein powders and shakes. Protein powders are marketed as convenient and healthy, but they're not without risks. Unlike medications, these supplements aren't tightly regulated by the FDA, and many contain additives like artificial sweeteners, thickeners, or even heavy metals such as lead, cadmium, and arsenic. Chronic exposure to these metals, especially cadmium, has been linked to kidney damage. A 2021 analysis revealed that some popular brands contain concerning levels of contaminants. Plus, many powders are loaded with hidden sugars and sodium, which can strain blood pressure and kidney function. Before reaching for a shake, ask yourself, is this a quick fix, or a long-term risk? Mistake number 3, skipping kidney function screenings. Here's a sobering fact, 1 in 7 adults in the US has CKD, and most don't even know it. Kidney damage often progresses silently, with no obvious symptoms until it's advanced. The National Kidney Foundation recommends annual screenings for everyone over 60 and high-risk individuals, including simple blood tests, like creatinine/eGFR, and urine tests for protein. Think of it as a routine oil change for your car. Prevention is cheaper and easier than a breakdown. Mistake number 4, ignoring plant-based protein sources. When it comes to kidney health, plants might be the unsung heroes. A 6-year study found that people who consumed the most plant-based proteins, like beans, lentils, and tofu, had a 70% lower risk of developing CKD compared to those who ate the least. Why? Plant proteins tend to be lower in sodium, saturated fat, and phosphorus, all of which can stress the kidneys. Plus, they come packed with fiber and antioxidants that support overall health. Next time you're planning a meal, try swapping a meat-based protein for a hearty bowl of lentils or quinoa. Mistake number 5, ignoring personal risk factors. Not everyone processes protein the same way. Age, diabetes, and hypertension all play a role in how your kidneys handle protein. For example, about 34% of Americans over 65 have some degree of CKD, and over half of those 75 plus may be affected. For seniors or people with chronic conditions, a high-protein diet could accelerate kidney damage. But here's the controversy, many experts still recommend increased protein for older adults to prevent muscle loss. Should seniors really be told to eat more protein, or could it backfire? The bottom line, moderation is key. While protein is vital, the mantra, more is better, doesn't always apply. For older adults, combining protein intake with strength training helps preserve muscle without overloading the kidneys. And for everyone else, focus on quality over quantity. Choose lean proteins, prioritize plant-based options, and don't forget regular checkups. What do you think, should high-protein diets be avoided entirely for kidney health, or can they be adapted safely? Share your thoughts in the comments, let's spark a conversation about protein, kidneys, and the science behind the hype. Sources *. Chronic kidney disease prevalence. https://www.cdc.gov/kidney-disease/php/data-research/index.html. Plant protein and CKD risk. https://bmcnephrol.biomedsentral.com/articles/10.186/s12882-02079-y. Protein powder contaminants. https://pmc.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/articles/pmc7509468. Eating more protein but not losing weight? 4 common mistakes to fix now. Frustrated because you're eating more protein but still not losing weight? You're not alone, and the reason might surprise you. Fitness coach Melissa recently revealed 4 critical mistakes that sabotage protein-powered weight loss efforts. While boosting protein is essential for fat loss and muscle building, her Instagram post stresses that protein alone won't magically shed pounds. You absolutely need protein for fat loss, Melissa explains, but simply eating more of it won't move the needle. The real magic happens when you strategically balance protein with overall calorie control. Here's where many wellness journeys get derailed, and the solutions that could transform your results. But here's the controversial truth many diet trends ignore: not all proteins are created equal. Melissa's first point reveals how choosing fatty proteins like ribeye steak or regular ground beef backfires because they pack extra calories that sabotage weight loss. Lean proteins like chicken breast, turkey, or white fish deliver more protein per calorie while keeping you fuller longer. Simple swaps here can create a significant calorie deficit without shrinking portion sizes, a game changer often overlooked. Now, this next mistake is where things get really contentious: focusing solely on protein while ignoring total calories. Here's the uncomfortable reality Melissa emphasizes: even with high protein intake, you won't lose weight without a calorie deficit. This contradicts popular high-protein diet claims. Tracking overall intake isn't about obsessive counting, it's about understanding energy balance. Beginners often miss that protein contributes calories too. Think of it like a budget. Eating 200 g of protein daily won't help if you're overspending on total calories. Protein supplements spark major debate in fitness communities. Melissa's third point boldly challenges the supplement industry. Relying heavily on protein shakes and bars creates double trouble. First, they're rarely as filling as whole foods, leading to hunger-driven overeating later. Second, and here's the shocker, many bars marketed as high protein contain more sugar and fat than actual protein. While convenient, whole food proteins like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese trigger longer-lasting satisfaction due to their texture, fiber, in plant options, and nutrient complexity. Finally, the most eye-opening pitfall: eating foods mistakenly believed to be protein powerhouses. Quinoa, peanut butter, and cheese often get mislabeled as high protein, but they're actually fat or carb sources with modest protein. Melissa offers a brilliant litmus test: true high-protein foods deliver at least 10 g protein per 100 calories. Greek yogurt, 15 g protein/80 calories, passes. Peanut butter, 7 g protein/190 calories, fails spectacularly. This revelation often clashes with popular, healthy food lists. Do you think common nutrition advice needs an overhaul? What's your take? Have you experienced the protein weight loss disconnect? Do you think calorie counting is essential, or does it trigger unhealthy habits? Share your struggles and opinions below. Let's debate what really works in the comments. Important note: this information is for educational purposes only. Always consult your doctor or nutritionist before making dietary changes, especially if you have underlying health conditions. 6 protein mistakes you're making and how to optimize your intake. Are you making these protein mistakes? And why peanut butter might not be as protein-packed as you think. Mastering protein intake can be a puzzle, influenced not just by quantity but also by timing and food sources. Your protein needs might be higher than anticipated, swayed by various factors such as health status, age, activity level, and more. Protein is crucial for muscle, organ, and skin cell health, impacting metabolism, appetite, and immunity. Our bodies can synthesize some amino acids, but others must come from our diet. And Kozel, a registered dietitian at Colorado State University, emphasizes that unlike carbs and fats, protein isn't stored, regular consumption is vital. Neglecting protein can lead to muscle mass depletion, a scenario we want to avoid. Diving into common protein missteps, we've compiled a list to help you optimize your protein intake. 1. Breakfast protein neglect. Consider your daily meals. Does your breakfast lack protein punch? Many people consume less protein at breakfast, increasing gradually through lunch, culminating in a protein-heavy dinner. Studies suggest that dinner accounts for nearly half of daily protein intake. This pattern is partly due to dinner's protein-rich staples, while breakfast foods often lean towards low-protein, high-refined carb options. Protein boosts satiety and stabilizes blood sugar, crucial for managing hunger and cravings. Skipping protein at breakfast can lead to midday munchies on less than ideal snacks. Clinical trials confirm that high-protein breakfasts promote fullness and reduce snacking throughout the day. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Gradually increase your intake by adding eggs, Greek yogurt, nuts, seeds, or berries to your morning routine. 2. Peanut butter's protein myth. Peanut butter is often hailed as a high-protein food, but its protein content might be misleading. Exercise and sports nutrition experts caution that peanut butter is energy-dense, containing significantly more fat and calories than traditional protein sources like eggs, Greek yogurt, and lean meats. While peanut butter offers fiber, vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats, it contains twice as much fat as protein. Consider it a good fat source, not a protein powerhouse. Consuming peanut butter to meet protein goals should be done in moderation, as its high calorie density can inadvertently contribute to weight gain. 3. Senior protein shortfall. The National Academy of Medicine's recommended daily protein intake is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, but this is the minimum to prevent malnutrition. Athletes and regular exercisers require more, up to 1 gram per pound of body weight. Pregnant women in their second and third trimesters also need increased protein intake. Age impacts protein requirements. Muscle mass decreases with age, particularly after 60, and older muscles become less responsive to protein, a condition known as anabolic resistance. Older adults should consume more than the recommended dietary allowance, aiming for 0.45 to 0.54 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Surprisingly, up to 30% of older adults in the US, Canada, the UK, and the Netherlands fail to meet the minimum protein recommendation. 4. Red and processed meat overconsumption. Chicken and red meat dominate American protein diets, followed closely by milk, cheese, processed meats, and eggs. Processed meats are high in sodium, saturated fat, and preservatives, while red meats are rich in saturated fat, linked to increased LDL cholesterol and cardiovascular disease risk. Excessive consumption of red and processed meats may elevate cancer risk, particularly colorectal cancer. Health guidelines recommend limiting red meat to 3 weekly portions and minimizing processed meat intake. 5. Seafood underconsumption. Seafood is a supernutritious protein source, packed with vitamins, minerals, and omega-3 fatty acids. Health authorities advise eating at least 2 servings of seafood weekly, but 90% of U.S. adults fall short. Regular seafood consumption supports brain and heart health and reduces premature death risk. Opt for wild and farmed salmon, sardines, anchovies, Atlantic mackerel, rainbow trout, mussels, and oysters for optimal health benefits. 6. Plant protein oversight. Pulses, beans, peas, and lentils are overlooked protein powerhouses, rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber. A single cup of cooked lentils, black beans, or pinto beans provides 15 to 18 grams of protein and 15 grams of fiber, exceeding half of your daily fiber requirement. Despite being affordable high-protein options, the average American consumes only half a cup of beans, peas, or lentils weekly, falling short of recommended intakes. Remember, while meat isn't demonized, pulses offer a wealth of benefits, including high fiber content, affordability, and protein richness.